Pop quiz, everybody. What has 8 billion searches on it every single day and rhymes with Moogle? I'm assuming that you are all instant geniuses if you guessed Google. And that is where you need to be optimizing your presence to gain new clients into your salon. 8 billion searches every single day, and it only continues to rise. If you're not focused on optimizing your salon website to get higher and higher in the Google listings, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. In today's episode, we're going to drop some SEO, search engine optimization strategies for salon owners to capitalize on the incredible power of Google. Welcome to the Salon Scoop, a podcast by Salon S.O.S. I'm your host, Scott Moon, the founder of Salon S.O.S, and I'm obsessed with helping salon professionals live their best life. In this show, we shop talk all things salon to bring you real-life stories, debates, entertainment, and inspiration to help you find happiness and success in this beautiful industry. If you work in the salon industry in any capacity, this podcast is open to you. So set down your scissors or rinse out that toner and let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Salon Scoop podcast. Today, we are going to get the scoop on SEO strategies. Now, if you have no idea what SEO means, you have not been listening to our content enough. First and foremost, SEO is search engine optimization, all about making essentially your website perform better in Google searches so that you get to the top of listings when people type searches into Google for things like hair salon, your city, hairstylist, your city, etc., etc. Fear not, we are your trusted guide on your SEO journey. All things, it can be complicated, but we try to break it down in a very simple way. With me today, as always, is my partner in crime, Sarah Perrin, salon owner, content manager with Salon S.O.S extraordinaire. Sarah, do you love Google? How often do you use Google yourself?
If anyone saw my Google search history, I would probably be arrested or institutionalized. So yeah, I Google everything all the time. So yeah, big fan of Google.
Yeah, I mean, we all do, right?
Yeah.
For a multitude of things. And we never search for salons, so we maybe don't have that instinct. But the reality is that consumers out there are also including searches for salons and services in Google, and you want your salon to end up on top. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about some 10 key ways and things that you can be working on to be maximizing your potential at SEO and growing through the Google rankings. So I'm just gonna, if you haven't gotten a base yet, we have dropped an episode in the past. We have a couple of blog articles that sort of break down the basics of SEO. We would definitely encourage you to go check those out. You can check it on our free digital marketing academy on our website, right, at salonsos.ca. Check those out. You can scroll through some past podcast episodes if you need a sort of an understanding intro. But otherwise, we're going to talk about 10 strategies today that you can get into. And the first is starting with Google itself and claiming and optimizing your Google business profile. All right, so this is not actually in your actual website. This is your Google profile. And if you're on a computer, laptop, and you do a search, you just Google blah, 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 blah. Your Google business your Google business profile is that thing that shows up on the right hand side. It typically has your a couple of pictures, your salon name, contact information, a couple of the reviews. So you can easily go and claim your business listing if you haven't already done that for your business, or you can go into your Google account and optimize that. Literally just go into Google and type in Google business profile, and you're going to get the link to go and just make sure that you're signed into your Google account to be able to update that, your contact information. You can even start doing posts So the same way that you do a post on Instagram and Facebook, you could actually be posting on your Google business profile so that people can see some updated relevant information on a daily, or weekly basis from you. So there's your first hot tip of the day.
Yes, and I love that, Scott. We actually did a podcast about exactly how to optimize your Google business profile too. So definitely check that out if you want more of a deep dive into that, because I feel like it is a very underutilized resource for salons, especially. So definitely check that out. But the second thing that I wanted to touch on is optimizing your website design. So I know often when we're talking about SEO, you're thinking about keywords and all of these things, and Scott's going to dive right into that. But one of the other most important things is that your website's design is visually appealing, user-friendly, and mobile responsive. So if your website is all of these things, it is naturally going to increase your likelihood of being, near the top on search engine results. Whereas if you kind of have a lagging website that's, a little bit outdated and not, especially not user friendly on mobile devices, it's going to knock your stat down on that search page. So that's another really important thing to keep in mind.
For sure. All right, let's jump into keywords, as you just alluded to, Sarah. Keywords is probably my favorite topic when it pertains to SEO and Google. They're so critical, and it's kind of one of the starting points. Because if you think of the process, you want to show up number one when somebody types a search into the Google search bar. And whatever they type into that search bar are the keywords. So that could be, for example, hair salon Saskatoon, right? Or hair salon Dallas, or hair salon Nashville, or it could be even a tighter, neighborhood. It could be hair extensions, Philadelphia, balayage, San Jose, right? Hairstylist, Vancouver. Literally any of these things that someone might type in, right, to the search bar are keywords. And there's a big process involved to determine what the best keywords are that you should be focusing on, right? Because you want ones that are searched the most by consumers. We do a lot of research on that end to help you identify the actual search volume of keywords to be able to focus on. But it's really, really critical. That'd be a starting point strategy for you to really make sure you identify the best possible keywords and then utilize them as much as you can within your website, all the back end places, even in your social media, trying to have them featured in your Google reviews as well. Those keywords are kind of like your Bible when it comes to SEO.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, keywords are like the number one thing when it comes to SEO that we all focus on. So I feel like that is definitely a rabbit hole that you can dive into for sure. So another thing to help improve your SEO is only putting out high quality content, right? So this is for your website, this is for your social media. Kind of like I was talking with the website being easily utilized and, mobile friendly, all of these different things. You also want to have high quality content that you're putting out there. So imagery, videos, all of these different things. Again, that's just going to naturally boost your likelihood of showing up at the top of search engine results, whether it be Google or whether it be on social media. So again, also important to keep in mind on any social media platform you're using, not just your website.
Very cool. I'm just going to interlude here right away and let people know, because SEO, as we've talked, I teach classes on SEO all the time. It's a very deep topic, and it takes more than a short podcast to get the ins and outs of it. But we do offer a free SEO audit for any salon website out there that's interested in just sort of seeing where you currently rank on certain keywords, as well as some of the potential gaps, let's say, that you have, or some recommendations on your current situation. So you can go to our website, salonsos.ca/SEO, and you'll be able to pop your information in to get a free SEO audit. Highly encourage you to check that out. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next strategy here to look at to optimize your Google rankings, and that is backlink building. Now, what's a backlink? A backlink essentially is a link that's on somebody else's website that links to your website. Okay, and you can see how that would actually increase the credibility of your website, right? If there's other businesses out there, other websites that are encouraging their visitors to click on a link to go to your website, that's a really big signal to Google that your website must be really interesting and valuable. So if you can think of local businesses to maybe make partnerships with, or maybe a beauty blogger, a beauty magazine where they're looking to write an article, if you provide that information, then they would put the link to your website as part of that little article that you have done for them, is a great way to gain additional exposure and to give a credibility message to Google about your site.
I love that one. That's definitely something that I'm going to be keeping in mind and putting in my back pocket for our SEO. So another way that you can kind of optimize SEO is by optimizing image alt tags. So what an image alt tag is, and I know we've all seen it, is when you kind of drag your mouse over a photo on a website, and then usually something will come up like image 123 or whatever it is. So you can actually go in the back end of this and change that alt tag on this image to again increase that SEO likelihood of jump into the top of search engine results. So instead of your photo saying, let's say it's a stock photo of a hair product that you carry, go in there and adjust that alt text and alt tag to hydrating shampoo Saskatoon, for example, kind of thing. So again, it's just going to really help with when people are typing in those keywords that Scott talked about, because again, you already have that key phrase put in your website, but it's not even like somewhere people can see it necessarily. So it's just a good way of kind of sneaking some of those extra keywords and key phrases in without it seeming too intentional and in your face and almost inauthentic. So really good way to sneak some of those keywords in there.
Yeah, that one is a golden nugget. I would say that less than 1% of all salon websites out there are doing that particular one. So if you want to gain an edge over your competition, go and look at those alt tags immediately. All right, I'm going to talk to you about speed of your website. We as human beings are incredibly impatient. It's just the reality. How many times are we trying to load a website and it's loading, and it's been 3 seconds. We're like, oh my God, this is so annoying.
Yeah.
And if you think about how incredible this technology is that we're able to access this stuff, but the truth is, literally, if we're waiting 3, 4, 5 seconds and the little thing is spinning on the screen, we're like, oh, it's broken, the site's not working, and we leave and we go and we check something else out. So your loading speed of your website is very, very critical to your Google rankings. Again, it's a signal. So you might want to go and check. You can go to Google and type in website speed test. And there's tons of free ones where you just enter in your www address and it'll tell you exactly how long it takes for your site to load. Often it'll tell you you're on your mobile and your desktop version, because it's 2 different things that are loading. And it'll tell you if you're in the good range, the medium range, or the bad range. If you're in the bad range, you're going to need to talk to your website managers to get that fixed up. There's a whole bunch of different reasons why it might be slowing down. So best to talk to your website manager or whoever does all your updates to check that out for you. But definitely something to check out to see if you have an issue or not.
Totally. Love that one. So another thing you can do is leverage online reviews. We have talked this to absolute death, but people do not take advantage of these reviews that their customers are leaving for them on Google or on Facebook, wherever it might be. So again, this is a really good opportunity to, grab a handful of those really good reviews that also might include some of those keywords that we were talking about, like blonde specialist in your area or hair extensions YXE or whatever it might be. So really good opportunity to grab some of those good reviews, not only to give out a good first impression to potential customers that are coming and they can see what your existing clientele has to say, but again, also for those keyword purposes. So go through your Google, go through your Facebook, and grab your best top reviews and make sure that you're incorporating that on your website and your social media as well for SEO purposes.
Nice. And speaking of social media, that's my next point, is you really want to have a good integration and consistency between what you're talking about on your website and on your social media. And you can incorporate keywords into your social media as well, and that will help your overall business in the Google rankings. So we talked about those keywords earlier. If you utilize those as part of your bio description, for example, on Facebook, or in your general about section on Facebook, that can be a helpful tool. Even in some of your captions, you don't want to make it sound too corporate, but if you can slide in some of those keywords into your captions every now and then, that will be helpful. And finally, you want to be utilizing your social media as a bit of a driver and a link back to your website. So make sure that you are occasionally, inviting people to go, click on your website to go get specific information. Maybe it's to go read a blog article and you're teasing it on your social media and saying, hey, for the full article, click here to go and read it. Now you're driving additional traffic back to your website. You have good interaction and engagement between your platforms, and all of those are positive signals for Google.
Yes, for sure. The final kind of tactic and skill and everything like that we're going to tell people to keep in mind is to just monitor and adapt. This is important for everything when it comes to digital marketing in particular, because it's constantly evolving. It's always changing. Something might be different one week to the next week. So really important to monitor. So have some type of tracking system in place, right? Like if you are doing this, let's say quarterly or something like that, track all of these different things, which keywords seem to be, working the best, how fast your website is, all of these different things. And then when something's not working or you are having an issue, adjust and adapt accordingly, right? So we wish we had the secret sauce, ingredient to how everybody can absolutely perfectly optimize their SEO and everything like that, but there isn't a one size fits all solution, right? So that is going to be the biggest thing, is monitoring and adapting as you go.
Love it. Everyone, please do not ignore the importance of what we're talking about here. Google has been ignored by a lot of salons in our industry for several years, and that actually makes it such a bigger opportunity for the salons that do put some energy and effort behind it. You can actually grow and gain positions in the rankings a lot faster, because your competitors are often not putting any attention or focus into it. It is a huge potential impact towards your business when you're in those top 5, even top 2. The top 2 listings in a Google search get 50% of all the clicks. Imagine that. Let's say there's 1,000 people that search every single month for a hair salon Saskatoon. I'm just throwing out 1,000. It's probably actually a lot more. And if you're in the top 2 listings, you would get 50% of those clicks would go onto your website. Versus if you're not even ranked on that first page, no one's kind of be clicking. So it's such a big advantage and opportunity. I would hate for you to ignore this. If it's a little bit beyond your level of comfort, tech-wise, it's a little bit too techy, we totally get it. We're trying to be here to help and to simplify this as much as possible. Of course, we do have amazing both website and Google SEO services to help, but we're also just here as a resource. If you have questions, you want to bounce some questions off of us, just ask. I encourage you, I implore you. I'm so passionate about this. I want to help every single salon out there do better. I know that it's been a challenging couple of years, and this is definitely an area where it can help. So just reach out to us anywhere you want, through email, info@salonsos.ca, on our social medias at salon.s.o.s. No question is too silly or stupid. Don't hesitate. We're here to help. And that's all that I can say.
That's all I've got.
All I've got. You know what? just reach out if you want help. We're here in any way possible. All right. Hope you got something out of today's episode and that you take some steps necessary to increase your salon's ranking on Google and take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to the Salon Scoop podcast. This show is produced by Salon S.O.S, a digital marketing agency by industry professionals for industry professionals. If you want simple and affordable solutions for any of your salon marketing needs, such as websites, client loyalty, Google search rankings, social media, or more, come visit us at salonsos.ca or on Instagram at salon.s.o.s. If you want to hear more episodes like this and help us continue to bring the industry great content, it would mean so much to us if you would support us in one of the following ways. Either share this episode with one other industry professional and rate the show on Spotify or write us a quick review on Apple Music. We want to hear your feedback. If you have follow-up questions or ideas for future episodes, please reach out. DM us on Instagram at salonis.s.o.s or hit us up on our website again at salonsos.ca. Again, thanks so much for listening. Now go get your hustle on, keep smiling, and we'll catch you on our next episode.